days that I woke up cool today. I woke up night out. I woke up cool today. I woke up night out.
My name is Dr. Hannibal Lecter. Hannibal the Cannibal, the papers called me. You see, I searched the world for the greatest tasting meat and eventually found it. Human flesh. My first bite of a person was so gratifying that it became my hobby, hunting and eating people. But the remarkable taste had worn off. As of late, people meat had been tainted with GMOs, gender hormones, and radiation from 5G. It lost its luster, and I began to lose my hope. Until one day, a doctor I was going to have for dinner brought me a container of Good Ranchers. I assumed the contents were the innards of a moral farmhand, but inside the box, it was filled to the brim with bovine cuts. I would normally pass, but they called to me. I simply had to try a taste of the ranchers. The meat was orgasmic. My mouth embraced a symphony of flavors like never before. So succulent, so divine. It turned out human flesh was not the most delectable and distinctive fare around. It was Good Ranchers. So exquisite, in fact, that it spared my dinner companion's life and brought me back to the splendor of replenishment with earthly beasts. Because Good Ranchers is great animal. That is a tasty animal. Tell me, Doctor, do you have dreams?
Not anymore.
Ooh. Hot.
Heavens.
My word. That is hot. Really quickly, Gerald, you just take this real quick.
Is your mouth on fire?
Yeah. Get me off the screen.
That's awesome. I love it. Don't you know that it's hot when there's smoke billowing out of it? Come on.
All right. I apologize. Everything's going to taste like an old pipe ashtray for about a month.
Oh, that's good.
Sorry that we started late today. We were filming a Change My Mind yesterday. We're going to have that.
Crazy day.
Monday. What's the date Monday? Token on?
28th.
28th.
Hey.
Monday, March 28th, and then Tuesday, the 29th. So then we have another one the following Monday. Got a lot of stuff. Ruined my boots, though, because I got shaked. Someone threw a milkshake. Well,
Really?
Could have been a latte. I don't know.
Was it concrete?
Could have been a flat white. I have no idea. But they missed. It was harder to miss than to hit. So the women's softball team throws better than Antifa at UNT, University of North Texas. I don't know if you know this. It's the Harvard of Denton County.
Ooh, nice.
So that'll be coming up. Not the greater Dallas-Fort Worth Metroplex area.
No.
It's the Harvard of Denton.
Denton
Yes.
County.
County.
Yes.
Collin County is Collin County Community College.
Yeah.
That's more their Yale.
There's better schools in Dallas.
Yes. There are better schools
man.
anywhere outside of the UNT campus area.
Area, yeah.
So we have a lot we'll be
There's better
talking about today. The New World Order, not my words, Joe Biden's. We'll be talking about the Supreme Court right now. Oh, look, right now this is happening as we are launching this show, so you can see nothing up my sleeve, right, in real time. Ketanji Brown Jackson. That's not going to go very well, so we're going to be filling you in on exactly what's happened the last couple of days, as well as, I don't know if you know this, Psaki, Hillary Clinton, more COVID, and it turns out the CDC obfuscated some of the information regarding the vaccine efficacy. So we'll be talking about all of that. But I do want to ask you, before anything else, my question to you is, what do you think former Vice President Joe Biden has planned for the New World Order? And does he really think he's going to lead it? That's a lot of responsibility for a demented old circus monkey.
Quite a bit.
Of course, if you miss this show, if ever this show is not here, because we'll be talking about the CDC today, and that, of course, has got us. It's gotten us banned in the past. Monday through Thursday, 10 a.m. Eastern. We're always streaming. So if you don't see us here on YouTube, right, you bookmark the page here on YouTube, notifications, but go to Rumble or Mug Club, louderwithcrowder.com/Mug Club. Today we'll be playing Hipster Hobo on Mug Club, taking your chats. Okay, Gerald A., how are you?
I am much better than you. I didn't get milkshaked.
Yes.
Or almost milkshaked.
Didn't get flat-whited.
Drive-by milkshaked.
Yes.
Huh.
It was a walk-by.
Yeah. They missed, huh?
And I couldn't tell if it was a guy or a girl. We're going through the footage, like, forensically. I think it was just a very hippie, and I mean wide birthing hips, androgynous male, but I'm not sure.
Right. So you're saying there was 100% of space, and only 10% of that space was unoccupied, and that's what they hit.
Yeah.
Instead of you or anybody next to you, they just went right through.
Yes.
Who threw it? Fauci?
Yeah. Then he had it made into a custom baseball card at Tops.
I was aiming for between.
Yeah.
I threw it where I wanted.
Yeah, it's just nailed it every time. I've got you right where I want you.
My mom said it was perfect.
Yeah.
Now try my face to your fist style.
Just falls between you.
Yes. And, of course, you know him, you love him, at Landau Dave on Twitter. Dave, how are you, sir?
Ahoy. Good. I did not get shaked yesterday.
Well, neither did I. It was an attempt
No,
at shaking.
I'm sorry. Yes, I did not stand. Well, I probably got more shake on me yesterday than you did then.
Yeah, that's probably true.
Well, that's
just because
extracurricular time.
you end up making horrible decisions late at night, and
I
Five
do.
Guys is just around the corner.
That's correct.
Yeah.
Yes, I like the whip topping. I get excited.
Yes.
And it goes everywhere.
And Shake Shack.
Yeah.
Everyone always has their thing. They get so, they're such diehard fans. Well, you guys let me know, okay? We can, let's just throw this out there. In-N-Out, Five Guys, Shake Shack. What's your burger of choice? I don't know.
Let's put that on a poll.
Yeah,
Socially.
we can put it on a poll. I don't really know. I just think, okay, what's
In-N-Out's
yours?
a little overrated, but it's delicious.
Yeah, it's fine.
Yeah, but I like the Neapolitan shake. I'm not going to lie.
Ooh, you know who loves Neapolitan is LL Cool J.
Does he?
I don't know why. I used to play that clip all the time where it's like, Neapolitan ice cream, got your strawberry, chocolate, vanilla, scoop on the top.
Yeah. I like a lot of stupid things blended together, like country music and hip hop.
Yeah.
Mashed together.
Yeah.
Like sharks and scientific experiments.
Yeah.
Deep blue sea.
Like New Orleans and NCIS.
Or like me. Or like cooking, being a chef, and a parrot.
Yeah.
I got a parrot on my shoulder in deep blue. That's my thing. I'm the chef with the parrot.
Like a pant leg and shorts, one rolled up on one side.
Yeah, I call them ports. Like a dessert wine pantaloon.
Did you say wine?
All right. So we'll move on from this. But first, I don't know if we were going to react to again, we have a lot to get into. New World Order, COVID, the Supreme Court Justice who nobody likes and is not qualified. And by the way, research room, let me know once we get that Dame's LSAT scores, okay?
Yeah.
Also Barack Obama's. Let me know when we get them.
Congress wants to know as well.
But Stacey Abrams. Okay. Do you want to know how to ruin Star Trek? And I'm not a Star Trek fan. This is how you ruin Star Trek. You make Stacey Abrams president of Earth on the new Star Trek series finale. So this is how you ruin Star Trek. It's a 2-minute clip, but we have to do this.
Yes.
Today, we greet the President of United Earth.
United, huh?
We need
Couldn't even have United Georgia.
Yeah,
Couldn't win Georgia's election, but Earth, yeah, sure.
We are eager to begin diplomatic discussions.
It's funny when you're surrounded in monsters, they're like, there's no need for makeup.
Yes.
Right now to rejoin the Federation.
The only two people who didn't get makeup were her and Clint Howard
Than to say those words.
and Ron Perlman.
Thank you. Thank you all. What
She didn't
you have
negotiate at all, by the way.
accomplished
She
here.
just
We were
capitulated
lucky
to
to have
everything
each
they
other,
wanted.
man.
Yes. No negotiation.
You've succeeded otherwise.
It's like if Louis Anderson was
General,
the mom on
I'm
Blast.
glad to see you've recovered.
Yes. I haven't had that close to cool in quite a while.
I would consider it a personal favor if that were your last close call.
I'd consider it a personal favor if you switched voting machines.
Captain, may I have a word?
Of course.
Can you switch space votes?
I'd like to
I
propose
can
my new
only
idea.
imagine what you're
Space
feeling,
ballots.
Having lived in a time before Earth left the Federation.
It means a lot to all of us.
That you threw all of
Yes,
those
it's
Republican
very
ballots
special
into
to
that
me.
black hole.
To get to welcome them home.
You got the Borg to come
Bringing
in.
the Federation back together again has been a great start. But there are countless worlds out there to still be
Is
explored.
there still no nutrition
so
on
many are
Earth?
looking for understanding.
There are countless worlds for us to destroy out there with our
tomorrow.
politics.
We've needed
There's a lot of
to
work
scour
to do.
new planets for
Are you ready
new,
for that?
new sources of empty calories.
Yeah. Let's get to it.
We need to go to the sugar mines.
She's like the aliens from Signs, only she showed up to the planet. What kills her is vitamin D. Just M. Night Shyamalan with vitamin shot pills. Here, take that. What a stupid program.
Twist his kale. Yeah, I would never. It stopped being good the day after it started.
Hey, look, Stacey Abrams.
You know, not even a good actress.
No.
And I not that she's an actress, but it didn't even feel like an attempt.
I mean, it doesn't have a tough act to follow, too, with William Shatner. She's worse.
Yes.
Fantastic.
Yeah.
She's worse. And I appreciate your sarcasm, but she actually does appear later in the episode. I will say, I don't fair credit. I want to give her credit where it's due, because the scale won't. She does pretty well. She appears later in the show, and she steals the show.
Really?
So it's done finally.
No, guys, that's the wrong. That's the wrong. That's Sarsgaard.
Yeah,
that's
Peter
Sarsgaard.
Sarsgaard,
Yeah, that's not the right clip. That's just
right.
Sarsgaard covered in peanut oil.
Total accident.
Do we have? Yeah, bring up the actual clip of Stacey Abrams later.
Makichisei. Hasta una coltimalia. Lungi de bibliotisa.
That's the one.
Oh, wow. Didn't know
Really
she spoke
good.
that
Okay,
language.
Yeah.
Nice.
Strange.
Yeah, Harrison Ford didn't take too kindly to her. He was like,
Those weren't supposed to be mail-in ballots. Get out of my voting booth.
All of a sudden, his fingers between her teeth.
yes. That's all he does. Just,
Hey, those ballots are supposed to be in a museum.
Yeah, he's been get off my lawn guy since The Fugitive.
right. Yeah.
Really since Regarding Henry, but half that movie is just him trying to squeeze a bowl.
Yeah. But I love that film.
Yeah, so do
I actually do. He's a fantastic actor.
Yeah, it's a really good
If you
movie.
want an actor to do the most with the least amount of dialogue, Harrison Ford is very good.
Yes.
Yeah.
And the scene where he gets shot in Regarding Henry is probably the most realistic scene of someone getting shot. Remember, he's like, wait. Like, he's just confused.
Yeah.
And they copied it in, what was it called? Midtown Rush. Was that what it was with Joseph Gordon-Levitt and what's his name? The guy.
Oh, Rush. It wasn't just Rush?
Wasn't it Midtown Rush?
When he's in the bike?
Yeah, he's on the bike.
Yeah. I thought it was Rush. Maybe
No,
it
Rush was
Midtown
the
Rush.
film with Hemsworth.
The driver, yeah.
The point is
maybe
they
it was
copied.
Midtown
Maybe it was an
Rush.
homage,
Yeah,
but they
August Rush?
copied. No, that's the kid with the guitar, you son of a...
Right, I never watched it.
No, I think it is Midtown Rush.
It's Midtown Rush. Anyway, none of that matters because, hey,
Premium Rush.
Premium Rush.
Oh, yeah, that's a terrible
What a
name.
stupid title. That's why we forgot it.
Yeah.
Yes, you're right, Gerald.
I am actually, it's a badge of honor. I couldn't
Yeah,
think of that.
you're
stupidity.
right. We're all right for not knowing that.
Yes.
That's why the movie wasn't a hit.
Hey, you know what? I didn't think highly of you before this show, but you went up a notch in my book.
Yeah, it's true.
That book of mine. I'm gonna make a note. Up one notch. You get a notch. You get a half notch.
Thank you.
Why do I was...
Don't push it. You know exactly why. But hey, Quarter Black Garrett, who doesn't work full time with the show, but he still comes in every now and then. He just had a son, so we welcome to the world 1/8 Black Garrett.
Yes. I texted him last night.
Send your love to him, by the way.
Yeah,
Comment
do it.
below.
Yeah.
Send your love to Quarter Black Garrett and his son,
Listen.
who will be accepted amongst no communities.
1/8 is just enough to count.
1/8 is just enough to count. You
can check the box.
It's more than Elizabeth Warren is Native American.
A lot.
She would kill to be 1/8 anything not white.
That's true. She would kill anything white to be that.
Yes.
If she were 1/8 black, she would be writing, soul food, collard greens.
Yes.
And also, if you don't like that, how about Pow Wow Chow? I have
She'd be
1/1034.
touring as one of the Blues Brothers.
Yes. It's a backup singer to Aretha Franklin. Like, what the? All right.
Corpse.
So moving on here, this is a man who, look, I've always said, whoever is the Republican nominee, right, in 2024, I will support.
Yeah.
Whether it's Donald Trump, whether it's it looks like it's between Donald Trump, Governor Ron DeSantis. I like both of them. I think Ron DeSantis comes in with some less baggage than Donald Trump, but whoever it is, I will support. And I do like Governor Ron DeSantis as a governor. This guy has a lot of the attributes we can all agree, at least. You know what? I just want this. Let's just make this whole thing a conversation. We'll read your comments. Comment below whether you want Donald Trump or Ron DeSantis. I'm curious because they have the CPAC poll, the straw poll, but that's a little bit different. And don't tell everyone who disagrees with you in the comment section that they're an idiot. Someone can support Donald Trump for the nominee. That's the reason we have primaries. But I like Governor DeSantis, and here's another example of why. Yesterday, he spoke out against, the NCAA women's. I don't know if you know this. There was some controversy.
Really?
There was some controversy because it's the NCAA, the women's swimming championship. Was won by a man.
Is that correct? Mm-hmm. I've not heard of this.
Really?
Yes, it was won by a male.
And there's a problem with this?
Apparently.
That's weird.
There's some controversy, yeah.
Just because, was it a white man?
Oh.
I don't know how he identifies.
Oh, okay.
But
the question.
He seemed white. Then again, he also seemed like a man, and I was wrong about that.
Well, I don't see anything wrong with a white man taking anything from someone else.
No, especially not. Well, look, let's be honest. It's swimming, so it's only victims are largely going to be white women.
Was it Michelle Phelps?
Yes, it's Michelle Phelps. It was what swims beneath.
Get out of my pool!
Oh boy!
Seriously.
You're not my wife. You're a demon child. You're possessed by Stacey Abrams. So
get your balls out of my pool.
Swam her balls off.
Yes.
That Leah Thomas.
Swam her tits on.
Yep. Shrinkage. It's the only sport where you benefit as a man competing from shrinkage.
Yeah, Costanza could have taken home.
Walked up beforehand to the officials. Hey, could you make the pool really cold?
Please.
Just saying.
Just go a long way. So Governor DeSantis spoke out against this spectacle that was the NCAA women's swimming finals, and you just got to love him.
If you look at what the NCAA has done by allowing basically men to compete in women's athletics, in this case the swimming, you had the number one woman who finished was from Sarasota, Emin Wyant. She won the silver medal. She's been an absolute superstar her whole career. She trains. I mean, to compete at that level is very, very difficult, and you don't just roll out of bed and do it. That takes grit. That takes determination, and she's been an absolute superstar, and she had the fastest time of any woman in college athletics. Now, the NCAA is basically taking efforts to destroy women's athletics. They're trying to undermine the integrity of the competition, and they're crowning somebody else the woman's champion. And we think that's wrong. And so in Florida, I'm going to be later today, because this is a Floridian who I think deserves to be recognized. We're going to be doing a proclamation saying that Emma is the best female swimmer in the 500-meter freestyle, because she earned that.
Hate speech! Which, by the way, actually, Monday the 28th? 27th?
28th.
Monday the 28th, we have a change of my mind on just this topic. Hit just the downbeat. Do we have it? And I was surprised when I did that, that changed my mind, by the way. This probably Tokunawa, when you were there, and Tim, it got to be the most caustic. We had to leave because it was getting pretty dangerous. The milkshake was funny, but then people were getting pretty angry. The cops had to show up. I thought this was one of those issues where it would be hard to find anyone who would disagree. Turns out it wasn't. Turns out it wasn't at all. But I do love, DeSantis made a good point. Silver medalist, the girl
Olympics,
who came in the Olympics, silver medalist. You don't just roll out of bed and that happens. Especially not if you're rolling sideways over. Look, like Leah Thomas rolling over your boner. You ever done that in the morning by accident?
Yes.
When you roll over, women, you don't know this. When women say you don't know pain, you don't give birth. Roll over on your erection like a kickstand with a head full of sleep in the morning.
Yeah. Try to urinate with that thing.
Yeah.
See what kind of morning
it's like the super soaker that can go around corners.
Yeah, it's just
right angled.
Except you can control the super soaker.
Right.
Just grab a picture and angle it in.
Yeah.
So I really do. I agree with what DeSantis said there, but I think that he misses a major point. Look, this is a case where the young women being impacted are not nearly vocal enough. And I've talked about this in the past. You can only say to men for so long, no vagina, no opinion, right, on abortion or on taxpayer-funded birth control, or even if it's 16 out of 21 for a private business like Hobby Lobby, which is considered, hateful and oppressive. You've said, nope, if you have a penis, you can't have an opinion. Well, guess what? This is an issue that women will need to solve. Young women, you need to solve this for yourself, because there's only so much that that Prince Charming can come in and do for you. And I get it. You're going to say that's sexist. Kind of is, by definition. Men are not allowed to have a say. And guess what? If you look at the polls, this is something that always interested me. The polls used to be even more severe, but this is the most recent one, I think, from Gallup that we have access to. If there's a different poll that's more recent, more accurate, I'd be open to hearing it. You could post it below. All our references are available at loudofcredit.com. I think it's men. Okay. This is from Gallup, overlay A8 here. Men, 72% were opposed to males competing in women's sports. 53% of women opposed.
Well, that's a good start.
It's a good start, but 43% of women still believe that people should be able to play on teams that match their gender identity. That's 43%. That's almost half of women.
Wow.
Right? So this is an issue where women need to, you know what needed to happen with Leah Thomas? You know what needed to happen? All the women, all biological females, and this is why gender theory is stupid, and you'll see this with the Change My Mind. It used to be sex is biological and gender is social, right? Gender is a social construct and sex is biological. Go back and watch the two genders, there are only two genders, Change My Mind. It's a stupid premise, but even going along with that premise, which is how I had to start with this Change My Mind, they cannot be consistent with it, because now they're saying, no, gender is a societal construct. By the way, someone can be born into the wrong body and they should be allowed to use their biological male body to compete against biological female bodies. So now sex and gender are interchangeable. It was a grammatical sleight of hand that was taking place, and you see where this ends. It starts with fake mustaches taking a dump in the Target bathroom, and then it ends with men winning all the medals.
Yeah. By the way, we don't have a dog in this fight.
We don't.
We have.
Notice there have not been women transitioning to men coming over and dominating men's sports.
Yeah, it doesn't happen. Like, all we're doing is trying to protect women's sports so that you guys can compete and not have a man take all of your first place trophies. Right? That's it. We have no dog in the fight. In fact, this is the group of people that says men are the problem. We're like, fine. If you want to be a feminist, go for it. But men are dominating your sports right now.
Yes.
And they're good athletes. I mean, I competed in some women's swimming and I came in 9th.
Yes. Well,
out of 8.
You're doing better.
Well, with 5-year-olds, Dave, I mean, look, you can be a champion.
It was bad.
No. The 5-year-olds, you're thinking about the pedophile segment that we're getting to later with the Supreme Court justice supporting them.
These were 25-year-olds, thank you.
Yeah, come on.
And I was crying.
He was hanging around by the college.
It's sad for this girl, though, because she has to take something that she's earned and look over her shoulder and be afraid that she's taking something that she's earned. It's just completely unfair.
Yeah.
And, they do have to stand up. And I don't believe that 53% of women only believe that. I believe that the rest are being held at gunpoint.
Yes.
And afraid to actually share their real thoughts.
Well, this is what's happening. The IOC, the International Olympic Committee, a lot of people don't know this. They don't require you to undergo hormone replacement therapy at all. What do? They punt it to the sports organizations. Now, what happens there? Smaller sports organizations are obviously more prone to succumbing to the activist peer pressure, right? To the cancel mob. This is what happened with the NCAA. The NCAA said, we're going to let it be established by, I believe the governing body is USA Swimming, but there's one that was above them. And they said, okay, 36 months of hormone replacement therapy, which still isn't enough, by the way. We'll have all of those references when we do the Change My Mind. But then NCAA said, nah, not quite. You just need to tell us that you're going through hormone replacement therapy for a year, and you have to provide us with a test within 4 weeks of competition where your testosterone levels can only be twice that of a normal female. Everyone good? No! You're basically... We talk about drug tests, right, in sports, and how they've become more sophisticated and how people are becoming more sophisticated at cheating. This is a cheat sheet to how to cheat. Imagine if someone said in mixed martial arts and any other sport, just tell us that you're clean for the year, then provide us with one urine sample before the playoffs, and you can only have 2 times the testosterone levels of all your male counterparts, okay? We want to be fair.
What's the 2 times? Balls?
Yeah. Well, actually, that's like
you just look at it and you're like, all right.
I'm like, I'm seeing some anomaly on your chart here. Like, oh, testicles. Well, that would explain that.
Ah, there you go. Yeah, perfect. Welcome, girl.
Yes. So, by the way, there are so few women speaking out against this. that people have had to create stories.
Yeah.
And this is one that a lot of people in the conservative sphere got wrong. So originally there was a Twitter post attributed to Rika Georg was the name, who missed out on the finals because of Leah Thomas. Now, these were the tweets that were attributed to this person. My final spot was stolen by Leah Thomas, who is a biological male. Until we all refuse to compete, nothing will change. Well, it turns out that was fake.
Right.
Most likely fake. So it had to be
But the
removed.
sentiment was true.
The sentiment is true. Here's the problem. You would like to think that more women are coming out and, taking that, I don't want to say taking that stance, following the science. Remember that one? Following the science, following the data. But what actually happened is Rika did write a letter to the NCAA. Now, this is one that we have verified, where she criticized the institution, but she also said this: I'd like to point out that I respect and fully stand with Leah Thomas. I am convinced that she is no different than me or any other D1 swimmer who has woken up at 5 a.m. her entire life for practice. Except when Leah Thomas, when she is waking up at 5 a.m., she is waking up with a massive morning erection.
It's every swimmer, Stephen, no matter their sex.
And she also pees standing up.
Yes. Around corners.
And this isn't about waking up at 5 a.m. and training hard. Nobody's saying Leah Thomas is not going out there and training to try to be the very best. What we're saying is she is training with an advantage. This is hormone privilege. If we're going to talk about privilege in society, this gets you.
Leah Thomas is the very, very best among women with a time that wouldn't even place top 500 with men. So, yeah, it's a cheat.
Yep.
It's low down. It's dirty. It's not fair. This person competed as a man for a very long amount of time. And by the way, the data shows that even once you undergo hormone, I don't want to use the term hormone replacement therapy. Once you undergo hormone suppression, you only lose about 5% of your muscle mass, of your strength, of your total muscle area volume within the first year. And not to mention, look, testosterone affects everything. And it's not just testosterone right now. This is the stupid thing, too. You want to follow the science? Look, I don't have these references ready, but I know that we'll have them up on the website. Testosterone, specifically in utero, and testosterone specifically in puberty, what does it affect? Everyone just wants to act like it affects your beach muscles, right? Like it's Mr. Olympia out there, those Atlas cartoons because you're doing some bicep curls. It affects your muscles, sure. It affects the density of muscles. It affects the number of fast twitch muscle fibers. It affects connective tissue strength by a factor of 80%. It affects red blood cell count. It affects lung capacity. It affects VO2 max. It affects bone density. And these things do not go away once you stop testosterone. If you had testosterone in utero and if you went through puberty with testosterone, guess what? You have a huge portion of those benefits for the rest of your life, despite the cancer that you may give yourself by trying to inject yourself or take pills of estrogen pellet, whatever it is that you want to use. You will have those benefits for a long amount of time. Now, I know what you're about to say. So we need to put kids on puberty blockers. I think you should be arrested.
Discreetly.
Yeah.
Hey, by the way, speaking of arrested, we arrest the audiences at our live shows. Really, it's more captivation.
Yes.
LouderCutter.com/tour. Dave Landau and I are on tour. May 14th, the Tulsa Ballroom in Tulsa, Oklahoma.
Yeah.
There's some seats left there. It's a big one. And then we did add a show to Colorado Springs at Pikes Peak Center, June 18th. June 18th, Pikes Peak Center. Get some stand-up in your life. Have some fun.
Yeah, seriously. Come on out.
Okay.
You can be any gender.
Sure.
Anything you want.
So long as it's male or female.
No one will ask you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And you just compete in trans sports. Why don't we just have that? I don't understand.
Well, this is the thing, right? If gender is separate from sex, and we did this with a change of my mind where I said, okay, so then how about we have a third category?
Right.
Well, no. Why? Because they want to compete with women. I care. Hey, how many genders are there on Facebook now? What are we up to? 50-something, 100-something? Hey, how about we have 100-something sports divisions? Well, there wouldn't be anyone to compete against. Exactly. Because it's nuts. Because it doesn't make sense anymore, okay? Because sports have been separated, and this is why in some sports it would say male and female division, and in other sports it would say men and women's division. People want to act like, oh, no, men and women are different from male and female. No, because never in their wildest dreams, not only 40, 50 years ago, just 10 years ago would they imagine that Leah Thomas would be the national female swimming champion.
I mean, we used to make jokes about people going into the Special Olympics and not having a disability and just beating what is that jackass?
No, we used to make jokes about transgender, about males beating women, and now it's not a joke.
No, Ladybugs was do you think it would be a documentary?
Yes.
Exactly. It was like the first step in the progression. We're like, oh, this is stupid. That'll
kind of
never
ends
happen.
like one, too.
All right, well, here we are. Well, this brings us to what we're now facing, which is the New World Order. I know what you're thinking.
Yay.
I know what you're thinking. Alex Jones was right. I can't disagree. So on Monday, while speaking to a room full of United States business leaders, former Vice President Joe Biden declared that not only was there to be a new world order, but that he wanted to lead it. His words, not mine. Believe your lion eyes.
We are at an inflection point, I believe, in the world economy. Not just the world economy, in the world. It occurs every 3 or 4 generations. As one of the top military people said to me in a secure meeting the other day, 60 million people died between 1900 and 1946. And since then, we established a liberal world order, and that hadn't happened in a long while. A lot of people dying, but nowhere near the chaos. And now is a time when things are shifting. There's going to be a new world order out there, and we've got to lead it. We've got to unite the rest of the free world in doing it. So anyway.
That's not good. Doesn't Biden remember the last time a new world order was formed?
He can't remember when to take his pills, and he even has the case that says which day to take which pills. And he can't do that unless he has his bifocals, and then he doesn't know where to find them. And by the way, the last time that someone tried to create a new world order, I remember Bash Beach 96. It didn't end well.
Nope.
Hulk Hogan arrived. Hook. What is he doing? God, is he the third man? He's the third man. What the hell is going on?
All those steroids and still no legs.
Thing you gotta realize, brother, is this right here is the future of wrestling. You can call this the new world order of wrestling, brother.
Oh boy.
And there's a lot of speculation as to what the new world order would be. Can you name anything else that former Vice President Joe Biden has? Because that seems like a tall order that on which he's led.
Yeah, he actually is teaching people how to walk upstairs. That's good. Yeah.
Crapping his pants at the Vatican. That's top tier.
I guess he's a world champion child sniffer.
Well, there you go.
You got your own divisions. You're good at certain things and not others.
Yeah.
Great
economy. That works.
He has incredible lung capacity.
He does.
Got to get those kids.
He can inhale your soul.
He can tell you the year it was born.
What happens when you have to overturn all the Alex Jones lawsuits? It's like,
Look, I told you that there was going to be a new world order. I was right about that. I was just wrong about I never imagined that former Vice President Joe Biden would be leading it.
And neither did he.
I got half of it right. Do I get credit for getting half of it right? Because I'm a human, damn it!
He's getting checks for half his money back.
Yes.
Frogs are gay. Check. Okay, fine.
Yeah, a gay frog drops it off. Yeah, here, you were kind of right, Ribbit.
I would sooner trust a gay frog to lead the new world order.
Yes. Oh, yeah. I'd trust a straight frog. I don't care.
I'd trust any frog. I'd trust Dino DNA.
Yeah.
Life finds a way.
Yeah, there it is.
I would trust Hunter over, because crack, keeps you focused.
Yeah, well, at least it gives you energy.
Yeah, it gives you energy
for cleaning, but that's about it, right?
He wouldn't run the risk of being low energy Hunter.
No.
Hunter's so high energy. Do you see his energy? Folks, he has so much energy. Hunter, he's I don't remember.
Trump would call him meth teeth Biden. Look at meth teeth Biden over there.
Look at him. They fixed his teeth. He pretends he's sober.
Please let them run against each other somehow.
Yeah. Okay. Which brings us to another story here, speaking of New World Order. People who would support it. I mean, is there anything else to say about that? Look, this is one of those things. There's a value. There's a real value in having former Vice President Joe Biden speak.
There is?
Yes, because he says those things that you're not supposed to say.
That's true.
Barack Obama would have couched it, like, now. There's going to be an international global initiative, and Biden's like, do you mean the New World Order? Shut the hell up, Joe.
Yeah.
Stop now! Stop! Do you mean the New World Order and the Bilderbergs? No, I told you not to talk about the Bilderbergs.
How about Klaus Schwab? Huh?
The quiet part out loud all the time.
We should just give him the mic and get out of the way.
Yeah,
part of the quiet part.
Don't interrupt.
That's why they usher him off.
It's between 1901 and 1946. 1,600 people died. Why is he up there speaking?
Yeah, exactly.
Everything he says is nonsense.
But I want him to continue speaking for the same reason I want Stelter to get the prime time slot.
Yes. Oh, please.
Any questions for the president? No, we'd like to just have him talk. Let him keep going.
Yeah,
it's like when you have athletes or you have fighters say, I want the best version of, insert whatever it is here.
Yeah.
I want the best version of John Jones has ever been. It's like, that's stupid. You want the worst version. You want him to show up sick. You want him to show up under-rested. You want him to show up maybe have some food poisoning. You don't want to fight the best person. Like, no. Joe Biden is easy. That's who I want.
No, Ronda Rousey didn't want to come back and fight a fully well person.
No, she didn't. We also saw how that turned out.
How do they deal with arm bars?
Yeah, well, listen.
I lost a bet.
So,
for real.
So you mentioned that Schwab.
That Klaus Schwab.
Yeah, there's a rumor going around that he has, because he supported the New World Order, that he has COVID, but we weren't able.
Kind of like the shadow leader of the. Well, not even shadow. It's kind of out there.
Yeah. Well, also, former Vice President Biden is scared of shadows.
Well, that's
because he saw Peter Pan.
Well, he thought it was an investment company, Schwab.
Yeah.
So he was just like giving them money. Huh.
So apparently he might have COVID, but I can't confirm that. But I can confirm that Jen Psaki just tested positive.
Psaki.
Jen Psaki tested positive. What were you about to ask? Didn't she already test positive?
Yes.
Yes, October.
Oh.
October 2021.
Really?
Yeah, that's not that long ago.
She's surrounded by people that are, supposed to be vaxxed, I thought.
Well, she is vaxxed.
Well, herself as well.
Yeah, she's vaxxed, and she's surrounded by people who are vaxxed.
And boosted.
Yes, and boosted. And not just her, Hillary Clinton.
Oh, no.
Just tested positive as well.
What?
And she tweeted, "I'm more grateful than ever for the protection vaccines can provide against it." Okay.
So sad.
Really? You're grateful for the you just tested positive. Jen Psaki just tested positive twice. Between October and March. 2 times, and she's vaccinated. At what point do you say, maybe I'm not so grateful for these vaccines?
Well,
maybe I'm actually, dare I say it, angry at the ineffectiveness of these vaccines. I almost feel like I've been hoodwinked, if I may, by the vaccine companies.
Well, she also likes the guards that watched Epstein's cell, so maybe she doesn't like things that work.
Yes. She also likes the cobalt-lined bed sheets that they put in his...
You mean the rope sheets?
Yes.
It's just a rope?
Yeah, it's that thing when you cut through a flexible bike lock that's underneath the plastic. Right. It's that. That's what he was sleeping on that. Yeah. So here's the thing, too. By the way, you might be wondering if you don't watch this show very regularly. Oh, and by the way, smash that like button if you're watching the show. That helps because right now as we get into the CDC, guess what? You never know what's going to happen because YouTube isn't a huge fan of the science. They already got rid of the dislike button. They already make it so you won't be able to find this show if you search it. So just smash the like button, leave a comment. That's all we ask that you do if you want to support us, Mug Club. But here's the thing. If you're just paying attention for the first time, you might be going, wait a second. Weren't they vaccinated? Yeah. Yes. Go to some previous episodes. We've been covering this for a while. Here's the thing. The New York Times just recently reported on, and this might explain, and by may explain, I mean definitely does. Why the vaccines don't work. The CDC purposely hid large portions of data on the booster efficacy. So they specifically, when they were talking about the vaccines, the CDC, this is from the New York Times, you can go and read it.
Just quoting.
Excluded huge portions of the booster, the efficacy data for a pretty big group of people, 18 to 49-year-olds.
What?
Which greatly changed the efficacy rates of the vaccines.
I wonder why you would get rid of like
I can understand if it's like when I first read this, I thought, oh, they missed some data points from like grad school students.
Right.
No, 18 to 49-year-olds. By the way, that's the demographic that Nielsen uses to sell shit.
Yes. It's just the most important and / alive demographic.
Yes.
Why?
Oh, good. Follow that.
No,
follow that logic. Follow that logic trail without getting me banned another time.
I know. That's why I stopped, Stephen. Do you know how many times I've started to say something in my head and stopped?
And everyone thought it was Dave who got us suspended.
No,
it was you.
Me.
Never me.
Freaking CDC information from California of all places.
Yeah.
I just make jokes. I'm not in here with all these facts getting us thrown off.
I'm just asking questions, just saying. Why would you exclude a group of healthy people like that with some of the issues that people have, talked through? I just ask a question.
You had to do it more Jeopardy style, though. It should have been in the form of a question.
Exactly.
Do your vaccines suck?
Yeah, I don't know.
At what point do we thank Omicron for taking it more easy on us?
Yeah.
Thank you. It's a little less worse.
This is just, we are at that. Look, if it doesn't stop you from getting COVID twice is that a period of 6 months, October through March?
Yeah-ish.
Yeah, let's call it 6, 7. I don't know. I don't do the math that well going through months. Let's see, October, November, December, January, February. So
6 months. Yeah,
could
you're
be
right.
5, 6 months. I was about right.
You know what that also coincides with? The typical flu season. It's weird.
That is bizarre.
That's usually when...
I thought you were going to say it also coincides with the recessive genetic mutation among gingers.
Gingers, yeah, but no. Who knew Hillary was a ginger? Yeah.
Well, I don't know that she is or not. I know that Jen Psaki,
is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, she's aggressively so.
Very ginge.
Offensively so.
Yeah.
I mean, even Carrot Top's like,
easy.
Scale it back.
Yeah. Not interested.
You mean because she's not a guy?
Yep.
What?
Yeah. He's more interested in, what's his name, Jim Acosta. Okay. So this is where we are. We have people now who have tested positive. We went through a list of celebrities who had been vaccinated, tested positive. Now you have people who have been boosted. They've tested positive multiple times. And now you see that the CDC excluded the largest, most important group demographic from the studies that they published. And hey, you know what? The good news is, well, it's not like that was used to thrust this mRNA injection upon an unsuspecting public and, of course, being done without any legal liability for the companies.
Well, that's helpful.
Yeah.
Good.
Should it be wrong?
Well, they have 75 years to, release the data. So
yes.
Yeah, that'll work.
Yeah.
Oh, good. Well, in 75 years, when we all look like the Elephant Man.
Yes. Exactly.
Let's make that the rule for every drug. Fine. If you want to do that, totally fine. Let's play by that rule for every single thing out there.
I got a vaccine.
I'm a human being.
Not so I can tell.
Start spinning us around. Hey, by the way, speaking of, well, actually, this is not a segue, but the show today brought to you by Good Ranchers.
Yeah.
Okay, Good Ranchers, you saw that commercial there at the beginning. If you go to goodranchers.com/Crowder, use the promo code Crowder, you get $30 off and free express shipping. Look, really quickly, just to let you know, a lot of your beef, a lot of your meat that you're buying at the grocery store doesn't even come from the United States. Good Ranchers, they work directly, kind of like, those mattress in a box companies where they got rid of the middlemen. There's a lot of that in meat. Good Ranchers works with local American farmers, the highest quality standards, and they ship it directly to you. You get $30 off if you use the promo code Crowder. And of course, they have the balls to sponsor this show. So we always ask that you promote. I've eaten their steaks there, but here's what I would say: better than grocery store steaks.
Yeah.
I don't know, if you compare it to like a USDA Prime Steakhouse where you're paying $80 for Wagyu, but much better than grocery store steaks.
Yeah.
At better than grocery store prices, delivered straight to you, and it's frozen at its peak freshness.
Yeah.
Frozen at its peak freshness. The point is, Good Ranchers.
Absolutely. If you're buying Walmart steaks, you should question.
It was really good, actually. Honestly, really good.
Yeah.
And I'd eat a lot of it.
If it can convert Hannibal Lecter, I mean,
it was really good.
Well, I will say we had Hannibal Lecter on retainer. We just didn't know what to do with him, so. Finally got our money's worth. All right. Now we move on to the Supreme Court hearings, and here's the thing. You've all been reading about this, but there are some key details that you may have missed. And what are these key details? Namely that I just don't know why the left can't stop tripping over themselves to support pedophiles.
Again?
Well, I'm usually able to argue from the other perspectives, their point of view.
Yeah.
I can't hear. It's tough.
It's very hard.
Consider me stumped.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's very hard for me to get beyond, I get it, this sort of, I guess you would call it this binary decision of, do we execute pedophiles or do we make it look like an accident when we execute pedophiles?
Right. It's tough to say.
Yeah.
Or in their case, which is just
figuratively.
Barely slap them on the wrist and make sure they're in public all the time to do it again.
Right. Or what you could do is slap them on the bottom, but tell them it's a 12-year-old boy, but really what you have is like a little prick, a little cyanide prick.
Yeah. I like that idea.
Yeah, that idea. And then they're like, oh, and you know what? They think that they die doing what they love. But either way, it's a dead pedophile. My point is the end result is the same, and it's a good one.
Yeah. Or you're in prison, for example, and one of the guards accidentally leaves your door open.
Right.
And leaves the door open of the sisters.
And we're back to the prick on the rear.
Yeah.
So yesterday, this is the one that's going viral. The Missouri Senator Josh Hawley really took it to the Biden Supreme Court nominee, Ketanji Brown Jackson, over her light sentencing. Yeah, I'm going to make sure that I just say this so it's as clear as possible. This is where you see a divide from my right, your left, so the right and the left. If you go to the Twitter sphere, and you see people discussing it, people on the left are going, ha ha, Holly's an idiot.
Right.
Okay, that's how you don't like him. I understand that. Whereas people on the right are saying, I can't believe that this potential justice is lenient in sentencing child pornographers. Now, I think one is more substantive than your mom, but he grilled her on specifically her light sentencing of child pornography offenders. Here you go.
I just want to ask you about that because I just have to tell you I'm having a hard time wrapping my head around it. We're talking about 8-year-olds and 9-year-olds and 11-year-olds and 12-year-olds. He's got images of these. The government said added up to over 600 images.
Must have been an FBI agent.
Gobs of video footage of these children. But you say this does not signal a heinous or egregious child pornography offense. Help me understand that. What word would you use if it's not heinous or egregious? How would you describe it?
Okay, so let me just be clear. I want to get to her answer, and all references available at louderwithcrowder.com. You can watch the whole grilling. She refused to label over 600 images of young children pornography as heinous or egregious, right? So he asked her,
unbelievable,
what would you label it?
Yeah.
I feel like that's a pretty clear question.
It is.
Yes.
Here's her answer.
Thank you, Senator, for letting me address the concern that you've put forward based on the record that you've reviewed. As a judge who is a mom and has been tasked with the responsibility of actually reviewing the evidence that you would not describe in polite company, the evidence that you
non-child pornographers
are pointing to, discussing, addressing in this context is evidence that I have seen in my role as a judge. And it is heinous. It is egregious.
Well, then what are we arguing about? You said that it wasn't, and now you said that it was. This answer is just, it's that double. It's just, it seems, you know what it made me think? It seemed familiar. It made me think of this.
10 people died in the Bronx last night due to a fire that killed 10 people in the Bronx last night during a fire.
Fire officials say all 10 people died due to the fire, which was too hot for their bodies.
Back when satire was fun.
Do you see the look on Hallie's face? And he's looking at her like,
what? That you would not describe in polite company. Do you mean the people not sexually abusing children? Do you mean that polite company? Can we just define who we're talking about? Because generally, look, no one's perfect. Definitely not you.
No, mostly not.
Not you.
Come on.
And you know what? You know who else isn't perfect? I don't know if you know this. This guy right here. None of us are perfect is the point. That being said, there is a category of people, and you can include people in all their imperfections, right? All their stretch marks, all their pock marks, all their idiosyncrasies, all of them, and still separate them from child pornographers.
With 600 pieces of which are heinous. And you basically were, I guess, coached by Kamala Harris's team on how to answer questions at the Senate hearing.
She just felt he should do the exact amount of time in jail as the age of the youngest child.
Right.
Yes. Well, that's a good sentence.
I think that's a good way, a rule of thumb for her.
Do we know? Can we find out what the sentencing was?
Well, we'll get to that because we're going to go through top three moments, at least with some other examples, because Ted Cruz lasered right in on this before. So we'll go back to it where he actually shows the sentencing and how it was reduced.
Oh, I'm getting ahead of myself. I read on.
Yes, I know. You did your research. So that's why I say you're not perfect, but you're pretty good.
No, I looked into her, and she's it's pretty awful.
Yeah.
The fact that she can't answer any questions is just, it is heinous. It is egregious. Great. Why are you here?
Yeah, why are you here? Oh, wait, that's right. I know why.
Oh, I figured it out.
Joe Biden told us.
What did he say? Oh, black female. That's right. Black female. What are the qualifications? Black and female. Yeah, but what are her LSAT scores? What are black and female? Need I say more? You certainly do, especially considering the fact that she's defending child pornographers, Michael! So let's go to the top. This just happened today. Yesterday, sorry. But it's hard to piecemeal things together. And so let's go through the top moments that have occurred, I would say, in the last 2 days with this Supreme Court nominee. Moment number 3. This is when Senator Marsha Blackburn went into a question. Okay, you know what? I'm not going to try and be flowery. Marsha Blackburn asked this potential Supreme Court justice, the most powerful court in all the land, if she could define a woman.
Do you agree with Justice Ginsburg that there are physical differences between men and women that are enduring?
Senator Senator,
I'm kind of retarded.
respectfully, I am not familiar with that particular quote or case.
Do you interpret Justice Ginsburg's meaning of men and women as male and female?
Again, because I don't know the case, I don't know how I interpret it. I need to read the whole thing.
Can you provide a definition for the word woman?
Can I provide a definition? No.
Yeah.
I can't.
You can't?
Are you? Wow. Not in this context.
So
I'm not a biologist.
Can someone grab a dictionary?
They're not called dictionaries anymore. It's too inclusive. They're now called shenaries.
Oh, okay. The shenary in the bullshit mine.
Well, look, it's crazy because essentially, like, this is a left gotcha moment, but they have done the math, and it's better to look like an idiot, apparently, to sit on the Supreme Court than to say something that's true.
Yeah.
Yeah, just un-PC.
Yes, exactly. They have to not offend their constituents. This is the thing. It's like when people say, oh, the left and the right are so divided. No. Look, hold on a second. I don't think that most Americans, even who vote Democrat, would be mad if she said, yeah, woman, tits, vagina,
Me sitting here right now.
Me sitting here? Really? How do you, Miss Jackson Brown, how do you know that you're a woman? Okay? Got it?
Yeah.
Need I say more?
I came out with these chromosomes.
Your Honor, could you tell me if water is wet? Respectfully, I cannot. She must have gotten her degree from the University of North Texas. By the way, that changed my mind coming on Monday, the 28th. Monday. Yeah, there you go. It was at the University of North Texas, the Harvard of Denton County.
TWU is pissed off. It's right next door. It's like, no, we're the Harvard.
No. They're the Brown.
Yeah.
Because they, too, banned Asians.
Oh, come on.
They don't need to ban Asians from UNT. Hopscotch pass.
Brown, not yellow.
Ouch. So this brings us to moment number 2. And this is when Senator, there you go, thank you, Senator Ted Cruz went after Jackson on critical race theory, catching her in a little bit of a sticky situation. And by that, I mean he had facts, and she didn't like it.
But I've never studied critical race theory, and I've never used it. It doesn't come up in the work that I do as a judge.
So with respect, I find that a curious statement because
here it comes.
You gave a speech in April of 2015 at the University of Chicago in which you described the job you do as a judge. And you said sentencing is just plain interesting because it melds together myriad types of law, criminal law, and, of course, constitutional law, critical race theory. So you described in a speech to a law school what you were doing as critical race theory. And so I guess I would ask, what did you mean by that when you gave that
What
speech?
did she think that sign was?
With respect, Senator, the quote that you are mentioning there was about sentencing policy. It was not about sentencing. I was talking about the policy determinations of bodies like the Sentencing Commission when they look at a laundry list of various academic subjects.
That affects what?
As they consider what the policy should be.
The sentencing is the direct result of what is she
in regards to?
What is she saying?
I believe it's called lying, hence her fiery pants.
That's true. Yes, her pants were sponsored by Ja Rule.
They were smoldering.
It's her pants island. And by the way, if I were Ted Cruz, I would have a professional sign carrier like they have outside in like Five Guys or a furniture sale, just spinning it.
Yeah.
He says critical race theory, bouncing around. Boom, boom.
2 feet is one of those inflatable things.
Yeah, exactly.
In a used car lot.
They just tape over El Pollo Loco and it says critical race theory.
How did she think like Ted Cruz is showing up with props? This probably doesn't involve me at all.
This doesn't involve me at all.
I shouldn't read that in advance.
Yeah, she didn't even think, just go, hey, Senator Cruz. Yeah, what you got over there?
What's that?
Oh, hey, maybe I'll just go say hello and take a sneak peek.
Yeah, take a sneak.
You have a hype man?
Yeah, just sit here. Ladies, could you hand me the giant sign I brought in that she didn't notice?
If I were part of these hearings, I would have a hype man. I'd be like, interesting that you say that because I see that you have right here described it as critical race. Or I have someone in back of me going, oh, shit!
Oh, no!
Oh, damn! Oh!
Flavor Flav pops out.
You just got
cruise missile.
Oh, you gone cruising.
Are you cruising for a bruising? Flavor Flav. Like, okay, that's enough. I don't need you to say your name.
Yeah, please
Every
stop.
time, yeah.
Just stop bringing
Brought to you
up.
by Flavor Flav. We saw the clock, sir.
It's a drink he's promoting.
Yeah.
Look, there's a lot of alcohol in this.
Yeah. Yes.
Yeah, I got problems.
Yeah.
I shake.
Also, that might not be potable alcohol.
Yeah.
We just got it from a rubbing bin.
I made it in my bathroom and my cousin gone blind.
Which brings us to moment number one, right? You saw Josh Hawley asking about the child pornography. This is not the first time she's been asked about this.
Okay.
And this is just something that I do understand why. But I'm being facetious here. I'll play dumb. I don't understand why the left supports, pedophiles and child pornographers. Oh, who can figure it out? Because they don't want to get banned. We'll talk about it on Mug Club.
Yeah.
Talk more about pedophiles and child pornographers on Mug Club and why the left defends them, because that's kind of speculative. But Senator Cruz, and Senator Cruz has had his slip-ups.
He has.
But he did come with notes and absolutely, I would say, crushed her on her sentencing record. You asked this question?
Yeah.
Specifically on child pornography crimes. And yes, another billboard.
Yes.
Every single case, 100%
even
of
bigger.
them, when prosecutors came before you with child pornography cases, you sentenced the defenders to substantially below, not just the guidelines, which are way higher, but what the prosecutor asked for on average of these cases, 47.2% less. Now, you said you made sure the voice of the children was heard. Do you believe in a case like United States versus Hawkins, where the prosecutor asked for 24 months and you sentenced the offender to only 3 months? Do you believe the voice of the children is heard when 100% of the time you're sentencing those in possession of child pornography to far below what the prosecutor's asking for?
Yes, Senator, I do.
Think about 47.2% less time is what she has averaged with sentencing for child pornographers or sex offenders. What do you think? You're not negotiating a mortgage?
Right. So the example that he just gave, the sentencing guidelines started at 97 months.
Right.
The government requested 24. 2 years. She gave them 3. Guidelines, 97. Sentence, 3. Just for context, Cruz was being nice.
It's almost like there's no consequence for child sex offenses at this point.
It's insane.
If I'm a child sex offender and I know I'm getting 3 months, that's 90 days I go without, sex offending a child. That's not so bad.
That's nothing. It's just pathetic.
And I know that, look, the details of the case
And you
matter,
never
but
serve
the
your
subject
full time.
matter isn't changing. We're talking about child pornography, and we're talking about some of these maybe like interactions actually physically touching a child.
Yes.
Right? But the possession of 600 pieces of child pornography, that's the kind of stuff we're talking about. And the government says, well, we only want 24 months. They're wrong for asking for 24 months when it should start at 97. She's wrong for giving 3.
Yes, and by the way, I don't want to be a stickler.
Right.
So like one piece of child pornography, maybe you found yourself stumbling across. I'll even give you what I like there's the 10 pieces, and I'll even give you what I call the grace child pornography item, maybe 11. But after that, something tells me it may not be accidental. I think 600 is beyond that threshold, and you should no longer be, breathing oxygen.
Yeah, I agree. I give you the
You're the Fellini of child pornography.
I think the 3 strikes and you're out policy.
Yes,
pretty good.
Yeah, 3 strikes, and each child pornography pornographic image counts as a strike.
Yes.
Yeah, because you can't have 3 strikes, and each strike, by the way, sub 600 strikes.
Right.
Then that would be 1,800 child pornography strikes.
Something, I guess.
That's a full magazine.
Yeah, like if something's hacked or sent to you, that's a different thing.
Of course, yeah.
Right.
So you take that out, but if it's like you got it, again, Pete Townsend, 3 strikes and you're out.
Yeah.
Jeffrey Jones talking to you.
But it does beg the question, why does and this is a trend. This is absolutely a trend that is undeniable. And, well, I think, of course, for the same reason that she can't answer what a woman is once you eliminate the lines between man and woman, once you eliminate the lines of gender, of sex, well, now biology is a figment of your imagination. Think about this for a second. The left who want to take jokes literally, and that's happened with this show, and you'll see it with Change My Mind, by the way, as someone takes a joke literally, but then says that a fact is subjective. You have a group of people.
They own it. Sorry.
Yes.
It's just.
Don't
I don't want
give
to
it away.
spoil anything.
It's going to be fun.
Sorry.
But the left who wants to ruin your life, they want to ruin your life, your lives, all of you, by taking a joke literally, don't want to take biology literally, don't want to take irrefutable facts, statistics, data literally. So, subjective realm of art, this is why they want to take it literally, because it's really used to be weaponized against you. Something that's undeniable, look, this is an adult, this is a child, this is illegal. Well, no, hold on a second, those sentencing that's subjective at this point. We don't want to take it literally. What? What's the risk of taking the minimum recommended sentencing for child pornographers and sex offenders literally? What's the risk? What's the worst that could happen? That a sex offender actually spends that amount of time behind bars? And again, we're talking about 600 images in one of these cases, and we're talking about cases where they weren't even denied. They didn't deny it. Well, yep, that was me.
Yeah.
Because an artist wants to, take credit for their work.
Yeah. Do we honestly think, and maybe there is an example of this. Do you honestly think that somebody who has 600 pieces of child pornography in their possession has not tried to act on it? Do you honestly believe that that's how this works?
Right.
That's not how this works.
It's not like forgetting to return a Blockbuster tape without rewinding it.
Right.
It's like forgetting to return 600 Blockbuster tapes that all happen to be child pornography tapes, and you didn't rewind them.
And you didn't return them.
Yes.
I'm sorry. I'm not taking.
And you created them.
Yes.
I'm not taking that.
And there was no Blockbuster
at all. Yes, that's
Jinx. You owe me a sex tape.
Yes, deal
for a long time.
Think about it though. There's a long history of this of age sex tape.
Sure.
I don't want to see you servicing yourself. No more of that.
It's the only kind I make.
Well,
I'm an artist.
Listen, don't be afraid to dream a little bigger, love. Here's the thing. I say this, but let me give you something. What you have Joseph Rosenbaum, right, who Kyle Rittenhouse shot, and the left venerated him as a hero.
Yeah.
You have Roman Polanski, R. Kelly, Kevin Spacey, Jeffrey Epstein, Dan Snyder, right? This is one of the. You have these issues. They constantly recur. NAMBLA is an actual organization. I got into a fight, yours truly, right, and one of my researchers, with the Salon.com pedophile who wrote, I'm a pedophile, but I'm not a monster. Then when we did some research, we said, actually, this person is still actively grooming children. Salon allowed several subsequent pieces to be uploaded, and they were titled, My Week in the Right-Wing Hate Sphere. Do you mean that we hate that you're a pedophile? I guess. I guess you can say that's hate speech.
Guilty.
Guilty as charged, sort of like you are, of pedophilia. So we're both guilty of stuff. What do you think, genuinely, what do you think the compulsion is for the left to consistently either downplay child sex offenses, pedophilia, child pornography? We saw this with, I believe it was the FBI or the CIA, where they had these on company laptops, mind you.
Yeah.
And by company, I mean your tax dollars, computers. If we talk about common ground, well, look, we are obviously not at the point where we can find common ground on the idea that biological males shouldn't be allowed to beat women, right? That's no longer common ground. That's a controversial topic. Wouldn't have been controversial, by the way, when Barack Obama came into office. Do you know how I know? Because he entered the office against gay marriage. The first president to take office who supported gay marriage ever was Donald Trump. Barack Obama changed his opinion later on. Think about this. Michelle Obama had the Let's Move campaign. Let's boil that down. What was it? Don't be fat because it's bad. That's really what it was. Well, that's a controversial topic now because we have fat pride. Do you really think we have a hope with, and yes, I mean this, the right and the left, common ground in no leeway, no leniency, no grace for child sex offenders? You already see that schism.
Yeah.
And by the way, I'm not saying that all liberals, all leftists support child pornographers. Just the ones who are being nominated for the Supreme Court. Just the ones who are the heads of the party. Just the ones who are the heads of the media organizations that made Joseph Rosenbaum out to be a hero who had committed many child raped children, sodomized children, just to be clear. So I'm not saying that everyone on the left supports this, but I am saying only people on the left support this. Find me the most controversial shit you can on Gorsuch, you can on Kavanaugh. Let's go back to Clarence Thomas. Right? The controversy here is, hey, why didn't you sentence these people to the minimum sentencing who had 600 pieces of child pornography? Well, I don't know, and a clear answer is going to evade me here. Something you can't say in polite company. Let's go back to Clarence Thomas. Do you realize that Clarence Thomas, they tried to say, this is a black man who, by the way, in front of former Vice President Biden, used the N-word repeatedly, not saying he's a racist, because if you take it into context, and just saying that it would be completely unacceptable today. They tried to attack him, claiming that Clarence Thomas went to a regularly patroned a pornography video rental place. Turned out not to be true, because when he lived in that area, that pornography rental place didn't exist at the time. Oops. What they ended up nailing him on, though, that was undeniable, Clarence Thomas, was he had a Diet Coke can in his office, and it was a little short curly. Could have been an eyelash, could have been whatever, but instead, he decided to go the joke route and said, hey, who put their pubic hair on my Diet Coke can? I'm thinking that's awesome. I want to party with Thomas. That's how they attacked him, as a sexual deviant. Today, you have a party that provides safe harbor for child pornographers. You can't find anything like that on the right. That's why I'm a conservative, not a Republican. I don't have an R next to my name. But when people say, oh, I take it on an issue-by-issue basis, well, guess what? This is kind of a non-negotiable issue. And if you support child pornography, or if you support lenient sentencing, or if you simply aren't harsh enough on child sex offenses, guess what? Guarantee you, beyond any shadow of a doubt, today you line up in the political left. How am I so confident in making that bet? Well, you know what? Make your own inference, but tell me I'm wrong. You can comment below. And we're going to talk more about this because, gosh, you know what? It might get heated. I tend to get that way when talking about child rapists and child pornographers. So let's go to Mug Club, because YouTube, well, and by the way, YouTube, like we can't find a single child pornographer in your offices at Palo Alto. Piss off.